There it is.
Can you step away from it? Make it stop.
What is it? Dude, no! It looks like a person, man. But no person.
I heard a step behind you.
Really?
Huh?
In every chilling camping encounter, the illusion of safety can vanish in an instant. From a violent midnight strike shattering a van window, to an unseen force suddenly collapsing a table in the dark, when the unknown strikes, will you stay or run for your life? Kurt runs the YouTube channel Snow, and Kurt, a platform that follows long-term overland travel and full-time van life through remote regions of the Americas. His content often focuses on self-reliance, vehicle-based living, and the unpredictable risks that come with calling a van home. On July 10th, 2023, the couple chose to spend time in Chile, expecting it to be another chapter in the journey they had been living for 4 years. After a long and exhausting day of driving, the couple pulled over and parked along a quiet roadside, expecting nothing more than a few hours of rest. While they slept inside their van, the stillness of the night was suddenly shattered by chaos around them.
Alright guys, no doubt about it. Our scariest moment in the van. Voice is shaking, it's taking us a minute to get the camera. Oh, you alright, Kurt?
Yeah.
Middle of the night. I don't even know what time it is. It's
Not that late.
It's only 10 o'clock. I don't know if y'all can see it, but we just woke up to someone banging on the window. Our 3M security film worked, but our window is shattered. We need to duct tape this. We'll be back in a minute. Definitely our scariest moment in the van. Oh, I almost got in. Oh, I'm shaking.
Me too.
Get the daylight out of them.
Oh, wow. That was scary.
Alright. We gotta figure out what to do now. Clearly, first thing in the morning, I have to find a place to get a new window.
Late at night, without warning, a heavy impact slammed against the side window of their van. The force of the strike jolted them awake, hearts racing as they struggled to understand what had happened. They turned toward the sound and saw the glass crack, thin fractures spreading quickly across the window. In that moment, the peaceful stop turned into a tense camping encounter. By morning, the shattered glass still clung to the frame, broken but not collapsed, much like their sense of safety. The van that had carried them across borders, deserts, and mountain routes had always felt like a sanctuary. But that night, it felt exposed. What would have happened if the glass had given way? If fear had turned into something worse? Those questions stayed with them long after they drove away. Despite everything, they continued their journey. It became a reminder that even in the vast beauty of the Americas, safety can be as thin as a sheet of glass, and sometimes the line between adventure and danger is only one strike away. Moments like this camping encounter leave behind questions that are hard to ignore. In a place that quiet, would you trust the silence or leave before something happens again? Mackie and Amanda operate the self-titled Paranormal Investigation YouTube channel, where they document overnight explorations inside locations believed to be haunted across the United States. Their content focuses on extended nighttime investigations inside historically significant buildings to determine whether unexplained activity can be captured under controlled conditions. On March 9th, 2026, the pair visited the historic Breakers Hotel in Long Beach, a building with more than a century of layered history. What began as a structured investigation slowly turned into a tense camping encounter inside the hotel.
You showed up, and then I showed up there probably like, oh my god, bunch of ragamuffins. Yes. I say we get started. Let's do it. Okay.
We invited everything from the 11th floor and the lobby, sunroom. We're gonna have any luck talking to anyone, I think it'll be here.
I think so too.
I feel someone here with us for sure.
Really?
It's really hard for me to tell if they're a man or a woman. Makes me lean towards woman. Like the way that they're more shy, you know?
Yes.
Okay. One on the bed. I heard a step behind you.
Really?
Huh?
The bell, which I feel like is fitting for a hotel. Should we put it over here?
Oh, heck.
It's on.
I think that's good. Why don't we start with that and see if... I just feel like someone's behind me.
Really?
That's how I feel. But there's no room for anything to stand behind me. By curtain.
The breakers, over the past 100 years, we want to talk to you. Whichever spirits are here.
We want to introduce ourselves.
We've set up some devices here that will just help us communicate with you. This bell, you can come put energy into it and touch it, just like a normal bell. Did you hear the knock again?
I did.
Did you whisper?
I did. I said I heard it again.
Maybe we should put this over there then.
Let's do it.
Bedside service.
Bedside service.
And then we have a REM pod right here, and we'll also light up and beep. I'll show you.
Inside one of the hotel rooms, Mackie and Amanda began setting up several investigative devices, including a motion-sensitive REM pod, an EMF reactive light ball, a flashlight configured for spirit communication, and a small service bell placed nearby. These tools are commonly used during paranormal investigations to detect environmental disturbances that might indicate unseen movement or electromagnetic interference.
Alright, she's ready.
Me?
No, she's a very organized thinker. Like, more organized than I am. I felt like being able to tap into someone the way that I am right now with her.
Oh, knock behind me.
Like, she's more organized than I am. Flashlight. She was a guest of the hotel. Would you be able to change that flashlight for confirmation?
It's off. It's back on.
Could you
It's
turn it
off.
all the way off? Could you turn it back on, please? Thank you. I'm gonna ask your name. Are you able to turn it on when I get to your name? Turn it off, please. And I'll start asking.
Not long after the questions began, the flashlight unexpectedly switched off on its own. When asked to turn back on again, the light responded almost immediately, as though something unseen in the room was attempting to communicate.
I'm guessing that's sarcasm. It's on blue. It's on blue. That's real. Can you make it turn blue again?
Yes.
Hold, get closer to the antenna. Hold it. Just get it up to blue how you had it at first. Can you step away from it? Make it stop. Let it reset for a second. Please. Give you 5 seconds to make it stop, or I'm going to have to reset it.
Broken?
It's not broken. I'll reset it. That was really good. Was that you, Bill? Or William?
The equipment that had been quiet only moments earlier suddenly began reacting again, drawing attention back toward the center of the room. For a moment, they stood in silence, watching carefully and waiting to see if the activity would repeat, but it wasn't long before something even more unsettling began to unfold.
Okay. None of the colors are lighting up. What? I've never seen that before. Can you... Whoa. Something just tugged the back of my jacket. How is it doing that? Did you just touch my jacket?
Not me.
Then who was it? I keep seeing a flash out of the corner of my eye. Wait.
Red.
Just as the room settled into silence again, Amanda felt a physical tug at the back of her jacket while standing beside the equipment table. At nearly the same moment, the REM pod began flashing in irregular patterns, something the investigators had never seen before. Later in the investigation, they attempted the SS method, where one investigator listens to a sweeping spirit box through noise-canceling headphones, while relaying any words they hear.
Was there anything you want to tell us before we leave you?
My home?
Do you stay here?
Yes.
Is it because this is a happy time for you in your life?
Go Rams, maybe?
Do you stay here because you died tragically and suddenly?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm so sorry. What's your name before we go?
Well, hello.
Hello. Can you tell us your name before we go?
I'm thankful. Hi.
I'm thankful that we were able to talk tonight.
During this session, several unsettling phrases emerged through the responses, including references to the room and the building itself. The pattern of responses left the investigators with the uneasy sense that something in the room might have been listening. By the time the investigation came to a close, Mackie and Amanda had witnessed a series of unnerving events that seemed to follow an almost deliberate rhythm. Every response felt calculated, yet no physical source could be identified, and the hotel's empty corridors revealed nothing to explain what had happened. If you experienced something like this, would you stay and keep investigating, or leave before it follows you further? This part of the night comes from Paranormal Investigations, a UK-based solo exploration channel focused on quiet, atmospheric visits to remote and forgotten locations. It is November 28th, 2025, at Delville Mausoleum near Delville Hall, where a routine visit slowly turns into an eerie camping encounter shaped by isolation and silence.
So I've arrived at the mausoleum. I might just be able to make out the silhouette of it behind me. That I don't think I've got any chance of getting up. There might be a way in around the front, and it's a weird place here. It's the wind, I think, and the moon shining through the branches. But I'm intrigued to get in just to check the place out. So I'm gonna have a scout around the perimeter, see what I can find. Feels pretty remote here, strange, odd place for sure. Okay, I found what I'm looking for. I don't know if I can get in. It looks like there's a wall. There it is. So I've come to the back of the mausoleum to be able to make out the silhouette of it at all, but the wind is non-existent here.
He reflects on the mausoleum's failed purpose, originally built to hold members of the Delville family, yet mostly unused. Despite its proximity to nearby towns, the area feels isolated and unnaturally still.
I said on the night vision video, I could have swore I heard voices here.
Standing near the rear of the mausoleum, the explorer believes he hears voices nearby. No one is visible, and the grounds appear empty, making the sounds immediately unsettling against the silence. A way through the perimeter is found, and the explorer enters the grounds of the mausoleum itself. Thick overgrowth presses in around the structure, increasing the sense of enclosure and separation from the outside world.
The trees, it has a really... And that's probably what I heard before, voices carrying from way off in the distance, just being carried in.
The wind suddenly moves through the trees surrounding the mausoleum. Later, the explorer suggests the earlier voices may have been distant sounds carried through the air, yet the atmosphere remains heavy and uneasy, reinforcing the tension of this quiet camping encounter. While leaving the site in darkness, the explorer nearly slips on uneven ground. As the exploration ends, no clear paranormal activity is confirmed. Heavy graffiti, vandalism, and decay dominate the mausoleum, standing in stark contrast to its original purpose. Despite its closeness to civilization, Delville Mausoleum feels remote and burdened with quiet sadness, lingering as a forgotten structure built for a purpose that never endured. Sometimes a camping encounter is not about what you see, but what you feel in the silence. When a place feels empty but something seems present, would you stay and keep exploring, or leave before the unknown gets closer?
Dee is well acquainted with unsettling encounters. Her YouTube channel, Dee's Dark Adventures, is filled with solo hikes and deep woods explorations, often in places rumored to be haunted or prowled by cryptids. But during this particular expedition into the remote forests of Ohio, she may have faced her most harrowing experience yet. The adventure begins much like many of her other outings, deep into an unfamiliar trail, sweating, brushing off insects, and narrating her experience to the camera. She follows a path that seems too wide for wildlife, but shows no signs of regular maintenance. Something about it feels wrong, and that uneasy feeling soon becomes undeniable. As dusk settles, subtle signs of being watched emerge. Dee hears movement among the trees, not the quick, light rustling of small animals, but something heavier, slower. Strange chewing sounds follow, but they don't resemble an animal gnawing on wood. It's harsher, like grinding rocks.
I don't have my freaking spotlight. It was too much to carry. I already had my backpack and it was full. I didn't want to carry anymore. These vines, great water source. Now, when you chop the end that's in your bottle, no water's going to drip out till you cut the top. Scheiße. Get out of my way. Oh, help me up the hill. Shit, guys. I'm way. I'm in here deep. I'm about an hour and a half, 2 hours from my truck.
Soon after, Dee spots a dark figure through her camera lens, although she can't see it with her own eyes. It stands motionless, observing her. From that moment, she's no longer alone. As she presses deeper into the forest, she comes across a massive rock formation surrounded by several trails converging toward it. The area feels unnervingly deliberate, as if used for a purpose she cannot understand. Suddenly, a log is hurled toward her.
There's all kinds of walk-in spots from in there to here. What is it? Ah! What did I just heard a rock get thrown. Hi. I don't have my spotlight. Hello. Hi. Okay. My name's Dee. Oh my Lord. That's crazy. I could lay on it and it would not. It would hold 3 of me. At least, side by side. On my back.
She shines her flashlight into the trees, calling out in an attempt to communicate, but receives no clear response. The noises continue, movement among the trees, distant screams, voices near the rock. Yet no one ever fully emerges. Dee tries to stay composed, joking nervously to the camera, but her voice betrays growing fear. She feels herself being watched, and not by one entity, but several, flanking and circling her as she moves. Each step away from the road pulls her deeper into isolation. Eventually, she hits a breaking point. Trying to find a trail she marked earlier, she announces her intent to leave and begins retracing her path. But just as she feels she's gaining distance, she spots something along the field's edge, a humanoid figure behaving unnaturally.
What is that? No! What is it? Dude, no! It looks like a person, man. But no person. It looks like a fucking person. Stop! That ain't a person. That ain't a person. Ah! It just keeps getting up and down, up and down. Stop! Fuck, I can't run. Ah! Somebody drive by, somebody drive by.
It rises and falls in a strange, fluid motion. Not at all like a human. Panic surges. She whispers in disbelief before doing the only logical thing, running toward the open field and the road beyond. Gasping for breath, she pushes uphill, aware that whatever was back there was still watching, even if it wasn't chasing. Dee never identifies exactly what she encountered. Her camera, however, kept rolling, capturing glimpses of not just one, but possibly multiple figures lurking just beyond the edge of the light. Was Dee's experience a result of the deep woods' eerie atmosphere, an encounter with local wildlife behaving oddly, or something far less explainable? The unsettling sounds, movements, and shadowy figures hint that she may have stumbled upon something hidden in those woods, something that preferred to stay just out of sight. What do you think was really following Dee that night? A natural threat, a legend made real, or something even darker? Share your thoughts in the comments.
What began as a structured investigation quickly shifted into a tense camping encounter inside the abandoned estate, where isolation and darkness created the same pressure as being deep in the wilderness. The Nerve Paranormal is a YouTube channel known for documenting intense paranormal investigations inside abandoned locations, where Tim and Dennis use experimental equipment and overnight explorations to capture evidence of supernatural activity. On August 14th, 2022, the two investigators returned to the Oakson estate, determined to document the strange disturbances that had reportedly affected the building for years.
На второй.
Мы последний раз внизу связывались.
Давай тогда разместимся где-нибудь сейчас. Ты ее не ложил-то?
Нет еще. Не было. Блин, ты рукой показал, увидел я его и вообще.
Его не было в прошлый раз.
Не, есть возможность, что приезжал кто-то еще. Страшно так прямо на заходе.
Да, именно знаешь, встречает нас.
Да.
Реально жутко, мы даже мурашки пробежали.
Да, ты мне показал, знаешь, я и, когда поворачиваешь голову, и на тебя это лицо как бы. Это очень страшно.
Almost immediately, something unusual drew their attention when the beam of the flashlight revealed a worn teddy bear lying motionless on the stairway, its faded fabric covered in dust. The discovery added an unsettling layer to the environment, as objects like this in abandoned places often raise questions about who placed them and when.
Решили применить наш новый спиритбокс, дабы вывели она с нами на связь. И также мы применим вспышку фотоаппарата. В общем, если все это у нас не получится, мы будем применять наш свисток смерти. Пробуем?
Давай. Так, я свет сделаю поменьше.
Кто ты?
They began communication attempts using the spirit box, a device that scans radio frequencies in hopes that something unseen might form words through the signals. At first, the room remained silent. Then suddenly, a loud burst of distorted sound erupted from the device, sharp enough to make both investigators freeze. Unsure whether it was random static or a response, they chose to continue the session, pushing further to see if clear interaction would follow.
Там стулья так не стояли.
Нет.
Что это было, блин? Фак, что нам делать?
As the session continued, something inside the room shifted. Chairs positioned around the area began to move slightly, scraping faintly against the floor as though nudged by an unseen presence. Tim and Dennis stood still, their attention fixed on the objects as tension built.
А? Надо уходить, блин.
Вырубаем?
Давай. Тихо.
Without warning, the atmosphere changed violently. A sudden force struck the table in front of them, causing it to crack and collapse with a loud impact. The noise echoed through the room, sending both investigators backward in shock.
Смотри. Вали. Возьми камеру. Ладно, сильно не перекладывай.
When they attempted to leave, the building seemed to respond. Doors slammed open and shut along the corridors, creating confusion about which path led outside. The chaotic environment trapped them longer than expected, forcing them to rethink their escape route. With limited options, they headed toward the staircase leading to the roof, hoping to find a way out from above.
В принципе, он нам вреда никакого не приносит, физического. Только пугает. Но заставляет.
На это.
Да.
На посмотрите.
Да.
Слушай, а мы вот тут.
Мы тебя не боимся.
Standing on the rooftop, they realized the drop below was too dangerous to attempt. Panic began to build as the situation became more serious. Rather than reacting impulsively, they chose to return inside and carefully search for another exit. When Tim and Dennis finally stepped away from the property, the manor faded back into silence. Whether these moments were caused by environmental factors or something more difficult to explain remains uncertain. When something reacts to your presence this precisely, would you stay to learn more or leave before the encounter becomes something worse? That's it for tonight. Which moment creep? Drop it in the comments. Have your own story, share it with us, and stay tuned. The next one is even darker.